Are you over the COVID yet?
Almost.
We're Dave and Karen from Watts on Wheels, and we sold our sticks and bricks to RV full time now that we are retired. We travel with our heavy duty truck Leroy, our two K&M motorcycles, our DRV Dixie, and our smart car Zippy. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell to be notified when we post a new video.
What you got left?
I got a wheezy hack.
What were your symptoms to begin with?
Oh, headache, body aches, fever.
You said your skin hurt.
Yeah, body aches. Yeah, my joints, my skin hurt. And
You lost a little bit of taste.
no, I didn't lose any taste.
I thought you said everything was not quite as...
I didn't lose taste. Things just tasted different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting back to normal.
So you had symptoms for about 2 days, and you were able to get a monoclonal... 3 days. And then you got a monoclonal IV infusion.
Antibody infusion.
Did that help?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like the next day, I started feeling better.
Oh, you had more energy and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then for me, I was like just exhausted. You know, we both had 2 Pfizer vaccines back in like October or something like that, because it was right before my heart ablation, and they strongly recommended that I get it. Didn't want it, but decided I better, because I was going to be in the hospital and I didn't want to pick up COVID while I was in the hospital. But since Dave got it, and Dave had been taking care of me because of my knee, and so he was getting a little stir crazy, so he went down to visit some friends in a confined space, found out that one of their kids had gone to Disney World, picked it up there, brought it back, they had it, didn't really know it, so he passed it on, so then Dave passed it on to me. So other than that, if you hadn't gone out just, because you were getting stir crazy with me here, then we would have been okay.
If you wouldn't have got your knee operated on, we would have been okay.
So, anyways, it's COVID sucks, and sucks even more when you've had your knee operated on and you need to be doing a lot of walking, and when you just get up to go to the bathroom, you're totally exhausted. That was, I think, my biggest complaint. My fever never got over 100.2 or something. But everything was like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. And I didn't have a headache. I didn't have any joint aches. It was just exhaustion. And to me, too, things didn't taste quite right. They were like half the flavor they would normally be. Just really not hungry. Just kind of loss of appetite altogether. Still have a bit of a cough, especially in the morning. And I contacted my doctor on a Monday, which was, I started getting symptoms Friday, and then, of course, can't get to the doctor Saturday and Sunday. Monday, contacted the doctor, was able to do a Zoom call with her on Tuesday, put an order in for me to get the same infusion Dave did, but through a different group, different physicians group. Got a phone call from Publix pharmacy, and they're saying they don't do that. I'm like, I wasn't supposed to go to a pharmacy. It was supposed to go to the physicians group that Dave goes to, so I could get it over there. And you had to have a positive test result. We had 2 from home, but they wouldn't take those. And they sent me to a place where Medicare was going to take 2 to 3 days to get the results. So I contacted them back, and they said, well, if you go over to this church, you can get a 2-hour and a 24-hour. 2-hour rapid test, and then a 24-hour one. So back into the car, off we go again, driving all over town. Went and got 2 more tests, and luckily they don't stick it up in your brain anymore. The cotton swab. 2-hour got back, said positive, and submitted that into the physicians group to see if I could get the IV. Found out the doctor had ordered the wrong IV infusion. That one was, what they had ordered was not being provided. Had to contact the doctor's office again, get the right one sent over. In the meantime, I find out they don't take the 2-hour rapid test. They have to get a 24-hour one. And so I had to wait for that. Well, anyways, long story short, Thursday, I finally was able to get the appropriate IV infusion, which within about 24 to 48 hours, the exhaustion I was feeling wasn't there anymore. I had a lot more energy than I had before. I started doing more physical therapy, more walking than I was doing. I was still trying to do some of it. So now we just still got a little bit of the cough, but other than that, we're good. So here's what my incision's looking like. It's all closed up and we're watertight. I'm still keeping record of when I walk, when I ice, when I do my physical therapy, what my pain level is. Day 15, started to walk with cane only and not using my walker anymore. So after 2 weeks, we're just using a cane. And of course this is during COVID, so eventually I was doing less walking, less physical therapy just because I was exhausted. I was very tired, just very little PT. I am now walking around the boat without the cane. It's not that big in here, so I can always grab onto something if I need to. And I contacted my physical therapist because I'm just not getting the bend in my knee that I need. They would want me to be over 100 degrees bend right now, and I'm only getting at the most maybe 85. So they gave me a new exercise to do, which is helping somewhat, but I will be starting physical therapy this week as an outpatient, and we're going to see how that goes. It seems like after the sun goes down, my knee just wants to start to ache more, and I'm eating less and less Tylenol, gabapentin, oxycodone during the day. I might take Tylenol in the morning and I'll take it at night before I go to bed. And then on the gabapentin, I've just been taking 2 of those before I go to bed and 1 oxycodone before I go to bed, just so I can get to sleep. Otherwise, sleeping is just terrible. I can't get into a position that works. But it's gotten a whole lot better. So during the day, I'm able to get up and walk around and get my PT in. Feels tight, but not nearly as tight as it was before. Before it felt like there was a rubber band strangling my knee. That's subsiding every day. This is something else they want me to do, is to be able to ride a stationary bicycle, but I cannot bend my knee around enough to do it, so I'm just doing the little bit that I can do just to have movement.
All right.
Hey, I'm driving.
Karen's driving.
Yep, here's my scar, and you probably can't see it, but the pedals are not that far apart or that big of a bend to have to do anything. So in about 3 weeks, able to drive, and I was able to ride the motorcycle because it's just a brake on it. It's just brake and paddle with my fingers, so I was able to ride my bike. And it feels good. I kind of feel like I'm free. I could drive again. Yay!
Free from Dave's control.
Yeah. We were planning on leaving to go out west a week from now, but, well, I don't think my knee would be quite ready to take the trip yet, since it's not bending like it should. And fuel costs, we had to cancel our entire trip going out west. We wanted to go to Glacier National Park, Yellowstone, Mount Rushmore, Badlands, all that stuff out there, but we had to cancel it because of fuel costs. It was a 6,000-mile trip, and that would cost us, by the time we got out there, the cost is a little bit more out west, probably about $1 a mile. And no way we could afford that. So hopefully next summer we'll be able to go out west. This winter we're hoping to go down to Florida because that's not that far. So hope things get better for my knee and for the economy. We're very blessed to have the houseboat and be able to enjoy the lake and swim out in the water here and enjoy the company of neighboring boaters. So I think this is where we will be all summer.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. We'd love to hear from you in the comments below, even if it's just to say hi. Don't forget to subscribe.